Life shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to you, and welcome to Join Up Dots. Thank you so much for being here with us. Now, Join Up Dots over the last few years has been changing. Now, I always wonder whether people think, oh, it isn't, it's still the same old thing, because we have a lot of conversations with people talking about their struggles and their successes and how they run out of money sometimes when they're building their businesses and how they push through. But we've also been bringing other things about sort of mindset and relaxation and the kind of things that you need. Now, with Join Up Dots, we've got 5 pillars that we operate under, and I won't bore you with all of them, because some of them I want you to go, oh, I can see what he's doing. I think I can work out what they are. But one of the things that I think is really important as you are building your own life is having money. Now, there might have been a time when we overcompensated for the money side, and it's come to fore that some people say, no, actually, I don't really want money. I want sort of time. I want to be relaxed. I want to be stress-free. And then other people come to us and sort of say, no, actually, I'd like a job or whatever that I can do whenever I want and wherever I want as well. So that's 3 of them. That's 3 of them: money, time, and location. But what's the other 2 as well? Anyway, we're working under these 5 pillars, and today's episode is going to be about relaxation, basically, as a lot of the people that I talk to, and I do talk to a lot of people, are working under a kind of, well, a level that's not good for them, a stress level that's not good for them. And I've been there, and I can see it, and I've got like sort of spider senses of it. And I say to them, look, you need to take a break. And they go, oh, I know, but you know, there's just so much I need to do. And I go, yeah, but does it need to be done, really? Oh yeah, it does. Now, most of the time I accept that it has to do, because, you know, it's life and it's responsibility. But there's times that you can actually say, right, I'm just going to take my foot off the gas just for a second and relax and chill, or chillax, as the kids say. And so I found this website recently, which we're going to talk about in today's episode, and it's simply called Doing Nothing for 2 Minutes. That's its actual name. And but I know what some of you is going to say, you know, okay, right, this is just a podcast episode. You know, doing nothing for 2 minutes can't really work, can it? You know what it's like. You've been really busy and someone tells you to simply relax, and their good advice is usually met with an eye roll and a laugh because you're too busy to relax. You've got the kids to deal with. You've got to take the dog for a walk. And don't mention that huge pile of ironing. That, you know, that's not going to get done by itself. But what if doing nothing for 2 minutes could make you more productive, or less stressed, or at least less of an irritable jerk, basically? You know, maybe it's time to give, you know, a very bite-sized meditation a try. And that's one of the things I think people have a problem. They hear meditation and they think, oh, it's going to take months. It's going to be sitting on a sofa, cross-legged, you know, trying to keep the world from entering my mind. It's not, okay? And so I'm just going to give you 2 things, and then of course we're going to talk about this website, because I think it's pretty good. And I'd like you all to jump over there. And guess what? It only takes 2 minutes. Now, the first thing to do to de-stress is just stop talking and breathe. You know, when you're alone, just try to do nothing for 2 minutes. And, you know, don't think, oh, I go to the toilet, or, yeah, I mean, absolutely nothing. Don't say anything. Don't text anyone. Don't take out your phone. Don't look at your computer screen. Just sit still. You can have your eyes closed if you want, and breathe in and out for 2 whole minutes. That's it. You know, you should try this daily for a month. And it might be hard at first because you feel a bit stupid and you think, oh, it's not going to be doing anything. But with time, it'll become easier as you learn to focus on yourself instead of the outside world all the time. And you see, this is what I'm saying. It's the conscious decision to simply take control of your life and say, no, hang on, I'm doing this for myself. And that's a secret that the wise folk have known for generations. You know, if you look at sort of the Chinese and the Asians and stuff, they're about 172 and they look about 26, you know, and they're bending over and they're touching their toes, and you say, how old are you? And they go, oh, I don't even know how old I am. I saw Jesus walking around. And it's because they've kind of, you know, they don't allow the stresses to take control of you. My dad is about 85 now, and I was looking at him yesterday. He's got not a line on his face. He's got white hair, and he's deaf, and he's a bit hunched over. But actually, physically, he looks, you know, really, really young. You would put him sort of in his late 60s, I imagine. And that's one of the reasons, because he's kind of always de-stressed. He's never really bothered about anything. He'd come home and say, Dad, Mum's been murdered and the house is burnt down. He'd go, okay, no problem, we'll just deal with it. And nothing fazed him. Now, if you look at my mum, she looks like Yoda, you know, because she's always been, oh, the worst case scenario. But, you know, it's horses for courses. Some people can do it and some people can't. But this conscious decision just to take control of your life just for 2 minutes could be the start of actually bigger things. Okay, so you don't have to book yourself into a 3-week luxury spa retreat in Phuket. Just being quiet, breathing in and out and doing nothing for 2 minutes can be a bit of a game changer. Go on, give it a go today, you know. And why 2 minutes? Because 2 minutes is long enough to make a difference, but not long enough to take away from things. Okay. Now, if you try to do nothing for 2 minutes, it's a really good exercise because it helps you become more aware of your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and your surroundings. And as I said before, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life without stopping to think about how we're actually feeling physically or emotionally at any given moment. And because I had acute burnout, which was really, you know, it's really serious. It was serious. I'm very aware of my feelings and my emotions and whether I'm feeling a bit wobbly. And so if I'm feeling a bit off, I will go, right, close that down. It's my number one priority, myself, which never was the case. It was always, that was the last thing. Everything else was more important. And this hustle and bustle of life can just take you over. So once again, but doing nothing for 2 minutes, this exercise can help you connect with your inner self so that when something does happen that makes you upset or causes anxiety, it won't be such a shock because the sort of an emotional response has already been automated by the previous experiences that you've gone through. Okay, you're already taking control. You're already going, okay, I'm aware of this, and it's almost like you can push it away from your system before it builds up into something. And when you see the people that are really sort of falling to pieces, it's not just boom, fall to pieces. It's a little bit and a little bit, you know, the dots have joined up in a bad way. And you look at it and you think, yeah, oh, if you go back 6 months, you could nip it in the bud. You know, my mum had a stroke. And you can see clearly that we could have stopped it happening. We could have got her to be more... Now, she wouldn't have done. She would have just told us to bugger off. But if you look back on it, we could have said, right, Mum, start getting a bit more active. Go out for a walk every morning, you know, and try to get your blood pressure down, all these kind of things. But, hey, the join-up dots. They can join up in a good way and a bad way. But the end of the story is the bad way always teaches you something. Right, okay, so let's get to this doing nothing for 2 minutes website, because you might find all this a bit difficult at first because you've got lots of things to do and it's something that you kind of just got to do. Now, what about if you could have a vacation, you know, and, you know, if you had a vacation, you could do all this because you go, oh, I've got all the time in the world, I could just relax. But not during a normal working day. So how about you give yourself the luxury of doing nothing for 2 minutes on a tropical beach, just hearing the sounds of the waves rolling in and out. Sound good? Well, there's a brilliant website that is free. And it's advert free too. There's nothing on it other than what it does. And it does nothing for 2 minutes. It just gives you your own desktop vacation. You can just sit and listen to the waves crash all around you for just 120 seconds and you are done. Now, you might be thinking this is a bit silly, but, just give it a go. I'm going to do it now for you. I'm just going to walk you through it, okay? Because we've been using it for a few weeks now at Join Up Dots, and it's become one of our favourite mini escapes. And it's certainly better than being in corporate land and then going and sitting in the toilet listening to other people through the woodwork, after all, for, having a break and stuff. So this is the Doing Nothing website, and I'm just going to click on it now, and you're here. I'm not doing anything other than just clicking the button. And that's it. You just sit there, you close your eyes, you listen to the waves in and out. 2 minutes later, you're done. But you've reconnected with yourself. And it's a great way of, just starting the journey of relaxation, de-stressing, and making that conscious decision to actually, this is me time, just bugger off everyone. Just for 2 minutes, I'm having my desktop vacation. I'm closing my eyes. I'm breathing in and out. I'm getting aware of my feelings and my stress levels and my emotions. I think it's really good, just for 2 minutes. So that is the Doing Nothing for 2 Minutes website. And through Join Up Dots, we're going to be bringing sort of loads of other things to you because, as I say, we're trying to change it. We don't want it just to be boring and the same thing all the time. We're trying to bring more and more things that are going to make a difference to you guys as you proceed through. And it's not all about just building online businesses and sitting there making money. That is part of the puzzle. The rest of it is about you. It's about your sort of physicality and feeling great. So let us know. What did you think of it? Have you been using it? Have you been having a desktop vacation? Come across to Join Up Dots. Click on the send a voice message button. Couldn't be easier. And just tell us. Maybe you think it's a stupid idea. Tell us as well. And we'd love to hear from you. But until next time, I'm going to go off and do nothing for 2 minutes. Or maybe I'll record another podcast episode. Who knows? But I'll see you again soon. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join up dots.